What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And previously we had done a video about how to use humor to kind of diffuse situations. And we had a lot of examples on using that in the workplace, but it really is a technique for life that can improve any situation. If you can turn a negative situation around by using humor or turn it into a joke, that is an incredibly useful skill. It gets you out of that anxious, fighting, combative energy with the world or a person or reality or whatever is going on, that circumstance itself, and gets you into a situation where you now are you've diffused it with humor. You've used humor on it so that you are now in this calm state. You haven't, there's none of that looming massive importance or massive heaviness to the situation. You've essentially removed that, and now you're able to handle the situation with grace and with clarity. And today we want to give you guys another tool, and this pertains to people that they may be family members, people that are close to home. It also could be in the workplace, people that you really have to interact with, but for whatever reason, they make the interaction very unpleasant. They might try to guilt trip you, make you feel guilty about something, make it look as if, they create this narrative as if you're somehow at fault. And I don't know, like anything like any other way you have of describing it?
Yeah, just somebody who, a word that comes to mind is gaslighting. Somebody who is just really good at gaslighting can very quickly in the conversation flip this script and almost make you seem like a bad guy, even if you're just trying to maintain and hold your boundaries, which are super important, and these people cannot handle other people's boundaries well.
Yeah, essentially just like manipulative people or people that are using manipulative tactics. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, if you want to start it off.
So that being said, me personally, it hits for home. I deal with some individuals. We're just going to call them Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah.
And recently, and Alex experiences this too, because he experiences me being kind of, I do get white-knuckled whenever I talk to this person, and I need a lot of help and guidance navigating it. It's almost like playing Minesweeper.
Yeah.
For those of you who know what that is, it dated me. But
I think everybody knows what Minesweeper is.
Oh
I don't
gosh,
know.
I
hope so. It's like a game that used to be on the PC where you just essentially avoiding landmines is the whole thing.
You know.
Yeah.
But so Alex helps me a lot, and he kind of, I have to really sit there and analyze and think about like what I'm saying, and almost with this person, my boundaries go out of the window. Like I feel like I need to accommodate, and in this scenario, in this situation, they reached out to me saying, let's meet up tomorrow. Like I'll cancel my appointment for this if you make plans with me. And I'm like, well, I have work at this time and my car's not that great, but I have work. I want to stay in the area, so if you want to, you can come out this way. And that wasn't an acceptable answer, and I was just really struggling with this. And like Alex just told me, like, just no, like hold your ground and be very impartial, handle it with grace, and almost like talk to them like they're any other people. And I'm sure this could resonate with people who deal with individuals with certain, I'll say, like disorders. Comes to mind. That's my experience, and it can be traumatizing. It can be very difficult, and I get in this state where I can't even think straight. Like I can't make sense of anything. I feel like normally I'm very strong in myself, so this is something for me to practice too, and Alex has been helping me practice it. Like regardless of their position with you, whether they're a family member, close friend that you've been bonded with through the years, sibling, relative, whoever it is, regardless of how they flip the script, how they try to alter your reality to make it seem like you're a bad person for having boundaries, reaffirming, I am not a bad person, I have these boundaries and I'm allowed to, and talk to them like how you would, and this is hard, any other person. Just reiterate, this is what I'm comfortable with, and you might have to be stern and they might not like it, but this is honestly the best way, like staying impartial, keeping your emotions out of it, just stating the facts. For me, I have work, I want to stay in the area, I'm trying to make plans with you out of the last minute accommodations that you gave me.
Yeah.
So on.
Right. There's a lot of ways to think about this, but essentially one way that I gave her as a metaphorical example is like, this person in this particular context, she keeps trying to make last minute spur of the moment plans that are completely, Devin has a busy schedule. She has a job. She has all these other things she's working on. She, likes to take care of herself. So she likes to go to the gym. We do meal prep. Like, we have a lot of things going on. And this person kind of acts as if she has nothing better to do than to drop everything at the drop of a hat and to come all the way over there, which is like over an hour away, and then drive back on the same day that she has work. And it's really, like you said, I mean, it's a boundary. It's like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. The bottom line is that when people are trying to do this and then put pressure on you and exert this thing so that she's then making her feel, oh, well, you never make time for me, you never do this and you never do that, and making these generalizations and sweeping statements, it's important to get the narrative back to your narrative, which is the truth for you is that, look, she's trying to accommodate. She's saying, hey, look, if you can come to my area around this time, we can hang out before I have to go to work. And then she keeps trying to flip it around saying, oh, well, you did this and this, and bringing up actually completely irrelevant things that actually have nothing to do with the conversation. And what I liken this to is like you're going to a haunted house, and it's perfect right now because Halloween's right around the corner and we're actually gonna go to a haunted house soon, but it's like this scary clown pops out from behind the corner, right? And tries to get your attention, tries to freak you out, tries to stir the pot, tries to get some emotional reaction out of you. And you're just simply like, scary clown, you're not gonna get the best of me this time. Like, it's not gonna work. And that's the type of energy that this is. They're trying to throw you off balance by doing these things. And if you just simply react positively, you don't meet it with force. And this is what I like to say with like using jujitsu or Aikido. You can use their own momentum against them, because if you don't provide any direct combat, hard, you don't meet them with hard force back, it's gonna fall through. The scary clown's gonna have nothing. They're just like, oh, I'm a scary clown, and then nothing happens. It all falls to the wayside.
And I just want to like pay special note, like what he said, not meeting with any sort of combating. And this is something that, like dealing with people that you're sort of like have a trauma with. I don't like using that word because I feel like it's kind of like almost like victimizing, but somebody who unintentionally like makes you feel an emotional like turmoil.
Yeah, it's very triggering.
And it is very hard because for me personally, like I do get emotional and I do try to fight it back because I feel like I need to. And so I think what helped me and what has helped me, what Alex said was not meeting it with force. Just putting it back on knowing and being confident in yourself, in your truth, your narrative, and not letting this person rewrite who you are so that it fits them.
Right. And we can go back to this pendulum example that I've given many times, and it really is a great example, because when the scary clown comes out and tries to get your attention, rile you up, so that you either fight or flight. You have some reaction. It tries to get a reaction, an emotional reaction out of you. That's the goal of this. And Vadim Zeland in his book Transurfing, he calls it pendulums, and that's a whole nother debate, I guess, but would actually make sense for this example perfectly, because if you meet it with that combative energy, you are now falling for the trap. You're essentially playing into the hand of this monster, this scary clown type figure. If you just calmly react, like in this case, it's a family member, right? So what I was telling her is like, don't disagree. Agree with her. Agree with everything she's saying. Like, yeah, I do want to see you. Yeah, I want to make time for you, because we have a tendency, like she said, as people that have trauma or people that have there's a lot of past history there. It can be very tempting, and almost it's ingrained in us. It gets this emotional reaction out of our body. It's encoded in our body. It's like, it's like that anxious triggering. You get triggered. Yeah, you get triggered like this. You're like this. You put the fists up like that. You get real white knuckled about it. And I'm telling Devin that, if you do that, you're now playing into that, and now it's like you fell for the trap, essentially. And now you are the one at effect of this scary clown. The scary clown has got you, and it has made you react to it. And the way that you can address it, the way that you can calmly react to it is like, yeah, no, I agree with it. Instead of being like, no, like you never listen to my boundaries, you never listen to what I have to say, or put up any sort of exerting any force. It's just like, yeah, no, I do want to. And I'm trying to, I want you to, in this example, it's like, yeah, I'm available at this time. And she tries to throw you off course. They try to throw you off course, right? Oh, we never do this, you do this. And what did you say? What was your reply to that? It was just, look, this is turning into a fight.
Like, I'm not going to fight with you.
I'm not going to fight with you.
This is getting confrontational. We can talk another time.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, honestly. It's that simple. And you did give an alternative. If they want to act like you are not giving any alternative, they really can't, because you're saying, look, I have this time available before I have to go into work, but it's simply that I have to go into work. It has nothing to do with this personal thing or anything to do with you or me or how we're feeling. Take all emotions and feeling out of it and just be like, look, yeah, I'd love to hang out. I have to be at work at 4 though. So if you want to hang out, we have to hang out in my area before this. That's what I feel comfortable with. And it's really as simple as that. And as long as you hold strong to your narrative, and we're just using this example, but it can go for any sort of narrative that they try to put there, the clown loses all its energy. All of that, what they're looking for is looking for you to fight back, for you to react. And if you don't react, they lose all the power. She has nothing to fight with then. And the person, whoever it might be, is going to wear themselves down. They're going to run out of energy, because nobody can fight defense, like something that's not fighting back forever. Then they end up tiring themselves out.
Misery loves company, and people like this, people who are just set out to start a fight to validate their own negative thoughts that they're harboring, they're miserable, and they want that company. They want to make you miserable with them, because now they're sitting in their little sad party with you, and they feel like they have power because they're able to make you feel a type of way, and they feel better about themselves from it.
True. And there's that saying, kill them with kindness. And you can utilize that, and maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe that's the one way to describe this, but it's really just not. It's like in Aikido, there is that martial art where you really use the enemy's momentum against them, and it's extremely powerful. I was actually interested in studying it and learning about it before, but it's like you get out of the way. It's like, and I just like this, it's like you're not meeting them like a boxer, like they come and attack. You're just like, use that, and then they're on the ground. And that's essentially what's going on with this. And it's a lesson to be learned too, just in life in general. And that's what we talked about in that previous video, is using humor, because you're using the same type of thing. You meet it with this, like, yeah, it's like agree, and it's like yes and. In improv, they have a rule that whatever anybody says on the improv stage, you have to say yes and, because it just works. It like amplifies the situation, whatever's going on, and it turns it into something funny. Whereas if you meet it on with a no, or you meet it on with a like combative thing, it kind of falls apart. The scenes in improv fall apart. I don't know how like that necessarily, I guess that's a different topic, but you see this around in life, that by agreeing with something and then exaggerating it. Same thing with like, I guess like we have that example too of like with jokes, with humor, with intrusive thoughts even. If you can take something and exaggerate it, a lot of the time funny jokes are funny because they're exaggerated. But I guess that's getting off in the woods a little bit. Really, as far as it pertains to this video, it's just, like we said, sticking to your story. You have your own narrative. That's your truth. That is true for you in this situation. And whatever they want to try to put or project onto you, that's up to them. You don't have to fall into that, and you don't have to play that game by reacting to it so much. And like I said, it's easier said than done. If you have somebody that can help guide you through this process when it comes to certain individuals, it could be your boss, it could be a family member, it could be somebody who has some sort of position where you feel as if you have to acquiesce to their demands, but you really don't. If you stay firm in this, agree with them, and just tell them it's just a matter of the fact, this boundary that I have. So with that being said, guys, I hope that this helped. I hope that this shed some light for any of you in similar situations or dealing with similar circumstances. That being said, much love as always. Don't forget to hit us with a like, drop a comment, any sort of question, any comment that you might have about the video. We'll be happy to answer them. And hit us with a subscribe. And with that, we will see you in the next one.
Bye.